Is it time to buy or sell SPDR S&P 500 ETF? In this video, we will explore SPDR S&P 500 ETF in depth. Our initial report was published on our website on Monday, the 9th of June, 2025, and now we are here to offer you a more comprehensive analysis. Remember to subscribe, like this video, and activate the notification bell to remain informed about our latest analyses. You don't want to miss any important updates that could affect your investments. Enhance your trading decisions by trying our newly launched AI stock analysis tool, powered by GPT-4 at StockInvest.us. Harness the capabilities of AI and receive free price predictions and in-depth analysis for anyone among 45,000 companies worldwide today. Please note that this video is for informational purposes only and should not be regarded as financial advice. Since the 27th of May, 2025, our system has ranked the SPDR S&P 500 ETF as a buy candidate, assigning it a score of 4.1. Now let's examine the ETF's performance during this time. The ETF has recorded a gain of 1.44%. This corresponds to an average return of 0.14% per day since it was designated as a buy candidate. The exchange-traded fund lies in the upper part of a wide and weak rising trend in the short term, presenting an attractive selling opportunity for short-term traders, as a reaction back towards the lower part of the trend can be anticipated. A breakout above the upper trend line at $614.09 will initially indicate a stronger rate of increase. The current 3-month trend suggests a potential change of about 8.27% over the next 3 months, with a possible return ranging from negative 4.72% to positive 10.87%. Looking at the longer term, our 12-month analysis indicates a projected change of 4.70%. Based on our calculations, the stock's performance could vary from negative 12.50% to positive 8.47% over the next year. In current terms, this would place the future price somewhere between $524.73 and $650.46. Our latest daily update for the SPDR S&P 500 ETF reveals that the price increased by approximately 0.09% on Monday. On the last trading day, specifically Monday, the 9th of June, 2025, the SPDR S&P 500 ETF saw its price rise from $599.14 to $599.68. Throughout the day, the ETF fluctuated by 0.461%, with a low of $598.49 and a high of $601.25. Notably, the price has increased in 6 out of the last 10 days, reflecting an overall rise of 3.55% over the past 2 weeks. However, volume decreased by 10 million shares on the last day, with a total of 52 million shares traded, amounting to approximately $31.48 billion. It's important to consider that a decrease in volume, alongside rising prices, may indicate potential divergences and could serve as an early warning of possible changes in the upcoming days. Over the past 52 weeks, the highest price of the ETF reached $613.23, while the lowest price was $481.80. Currently, the price stands at 2.21%, or $13.55, below the 52-week high of $613.23, which also represents the all-time high for the ETF. On June 9th, 2025, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ closed at higher levels, marking a significant moment as large investors, often referred to as big money, are becoming increasingly optimistic about U.S. stocks after a period characterized by risk aversion. This renewed confidence among sophisticated investors suggests a potential melt-up in stock prices, which could lead to sustained upward trends for the S&P 500, including exchange-traded funds like SPY. Citi has also raised its year-end target for the S&P 500 to 6,300, reflecting a positive outlook bolstered by improved earnings growth expectations and the promise of opportunities related to artificial intelligence. Such optimistic projections from major financial institutions can foster positive sentiment, often driving prices higher in the short term, making SPY an appealing investment option. In contrast, the trading platform Robinhood experienced a decline in its share price after failing to secure a spot in the S&P 500, decreasing by over 5%. While this is unfortunate for Robinhood, it underscores that stocks associated with the S&P 500 remain in high demand, reinforcing the importance of inclusion in the index and the impact it has on investor sentiment. Additionally, trade talks between the United States and China are gaining attention and will continue to influence market stability. The overall environment appears promising for SPY, as the combination of bullish institutional interest and optimistic market projections could create favorable conditions for both short and long-term price appreciation. The following signals have been identified for the SPDR S&P 500 ETF. The SPDR S&P 500 ETF holds buy signals from both short and long-term moving averages, indicating a positive forecast for the ETF. Additionally, there is a general buy signal based on the relationship between these two signals, with the short-term average positioned above the long-term average. In the event of any downward corrections, support is anticipated at $595.14 and $573.74. A breakdown below either of these levels would trigger sell signals. A buy signal was issued from a pivot bottom point on Tuesday, April 8, 2025, and since then, the ETF has risen by 20.79%. Continued growth is suggested until a new top pivot is established. Despite the increase in prices, trading volume decreased on the last trading day, creating a divergence between volume and price, which may serve as an early warning sign. Therefore, close monitoring of the ETF is advised. Some negative signals have also been generated, which could influence short-term developments. Furthermore, there is currently a sell signal stemming from the 3-month moving average convergence divergence, commonly referred to as MACD. Here are some other signals you might find interesting. Moving average convergence divergence, sell signal. Pivots, buy signal 43 days ago. Bollinger, buy signal 19 days ago. Short-term moving average, buy signal 11 days ago. Long-term moving average, buy signal 32 days ago. The relation between the short and the long moving averages, buy signal 28 days ago. If we look at the 12-month chart, we see short moving average, buy signal 33 days ago. The long-term moving average, buy signal 21 days ago. The relation between the short and the long moving averages, buy signal 10 days ago. Remember to visit our page at StockInvest.us if you want to find more signals. Support, risk, and stop loss for SPDR S&P 500 ETF. On the downside, the ETF finds support just below today's level from accumulated volume at $548.62 and $505.28. There is a natural risk involved when an ETF is testing a support level, since if this is broken, the ETF may then fall to the next support level. In this case, SPDR S&P 500 finds support just below today's level at $548.62. If this is broken, then the next support from the accumulated volume will be at $505.28 and $504.38. In general, the ETF tends to have very controlled movements, and with good liquidity, the risk is considered very low for this ETF. Over the last day, the ETF moved $2.76 between its high and low, or 0.461%. For the last week, the ETF has had a daily average volatility of 0.692%. Now let's discuss some potential day trading levels for the SPDR S&P 500 ETF. There is no significant resistance from accumulated volume above, which suggests that the ETF could move upwards swiftly under the right conditions. In this scenario, you might consider entering a position and using volume to decide when to exit. On the downside, the SPDR S&P 500 ETF faces its first support level at $548.62. If this support level holds, it could present a favorable entry point, anticipating a rebound. Our recommended stop loss is set at $579.29, representing a decline of 3.4%. This exchange-traded fund experiences very low daily fluctuations, which translates to minimal risk. Furthermore, there is a buy signal based on a pivot bottom identified 42 days ago. Is the SPDR S&P 500 ETF a worthwhile investment? Several short-term indicators, along with an overall positive trend, suggest that the current price may present a buying opportunity. There is a reasonable likelihood that the SPDR S&P 500 ETF will perform favorably in the near term. After examining the volatility and price movements from the last trading day, our analysis indicates that the current price is undervalued. For trading on Tuesday, June 10th, we anticipate that the SPDR S&P 500 ETF will open higher by approximately 13 cents, starting at $599.81. We want to remind you that trading carries a significant risk of losing money. It's advisable to consult a financial advisor before making any decisions regarding the purchase or sale of securities. Your investment choices should not rely solely on StockInvest.us. By utilizing this information, you acknowledge and accept responsibility for your own investment decisions. This is our current view of the exchange-traded fund. Do you agree or disagree? We invite you to comment below and share your thoughts. What is your target for the exchange-traded fund? Remember to like and subscribe. We wish you successful trading and hope you have a wonderful day from all of us here at StockInvest.